Hey guys, this is Dandra back with another video on 3 verses that help with depression. Now, like in my last video I said, when you first realize you're being gangstalked, it brings so much fear. And with that fear, you get bogged down with only thinking about the fear, the intimidation, and that's what you're concentrating on, and then you get depressed. So I'm not a doctor. If you're having suicidal thoughts, then you need to go get help. But if you felt like I felt, then I know for sure these 3 verses will work. I felt pressed down. Like I said, I have a child. Thank God I was able to take care of her and do the things I needed to do for her because I care for her so much and I love her, so that motivated me. But I had a position at the school district and I wasn't able to even get up some days to get there, to get to the store. I mean, I had food, but I needed to go to the store to get more things, but I was so pressed down in my spirit that I couldn't. So these 3 verses will help you to overcome. So the first one is Psalms 41:3. God has strengthened me upon my bed of languishing, and he will make all my bed in my sickness. Now, the Merriam-Webster dictionary of languishing is to become feeble or weak, to live in a state of depression or decreasing vitality, to become dispirited. And that's how I knew something was wrong, because I'm a happy-go-lucky person. I'm goofy, I'm happy, I'm always singing. And when I moved over here and everything first started happening and I realized I was being gangstalked, I was pressed down in my spirit. I was able to get up and do certain things, but I wasn't able to go to work. I really didn't want to even go outside or get any sun, and that's just not like me.
I felt weighed down. I am usually a happy-go-lucky person. I love life. I love God. And
God has strengthened me upon my bed of languishing. This actually means in the Hebrew language to support you, to prop you up, to uphold you. So when I thought about that, I'm like, oh my God, God loves me so much. I need to say this verse over and over and over again, because he actually lifts you up when you can't even lift yourself up. Isn't that amazing? He makes all my bed in my sickness. Now, in the Hebrew language, this means to turn. In the old days, they just had mats. So they would just turn the mat over and put roses or freshener on it. So he literally will make your bed for you. It also means to relieve you from your suffering and make you more comfortable by making your bed. So when I was able to get up and do certain things like wash my blankets and clean everything, I felt so much better. Now, who doesn't like a fresh bed with bounce sheets and it's smelling good, especially after you've been depressed or you're so in fear for such a long time and you can't even get out of the bed. It's horrible. Now, the original says he will, or he will strengthen. He will make your bed. But when I was saying this, I said he has. Because in Romans 4:17 it says, call those things which be not as though they were. Call those things which be not as they were. So if you're broke, you need to say, I am debt free. If you're depressed, you need to say, I am strength, because you're calling those things which be not in the physical and speaking it into existence in the spiritual. And if you say it so much in your flesh and spirit agree, it will become physical. I am strength. I am vitality. I am no longer dispirited within myself. I have strength. I am no longer weak, because I know how much God cares for me, and that strengthens me. Now the second verse is Proverbs 8:14. Counsel is mine and sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength. So you make plans. In the Hebrew, this means, counsel means plans. You make plans and you carry them out. When you're depressed, you beat yourself up. You make plans and you don't carry them out. So if you say this verse, you'll be able to do the things that you need to do to fulfill your purpose in life. And without purpose, then there's really no reason. But once you realize, I do have a purpose, God does love me, I am strength, I do not beat myself up, I don't tear myself down, I have wisdom and a healthy mind. That's what sound wisdom means. You have energy, you have a healthy mind, you are not pressed down by certain things. You have to start off small. Okay, I will do the dishes. Then you get up and do them. Even if you're only able to do 2 dishes that day, do not beat yourself up. Congratulate yourself for that small thing. I will look for a job. If you need to make a resume and you can only do 1 line of that resume, be happy that you did that one thing. Don't beat yourself up. And the more and more, and when you feel that spirit or you feel that dark cloud, then you say, I am understanding. I am strength. And it's important to be understanding with yourself, because every little thing counts. If you're laying in the bed and you are able to prop yourself up and go take a shower, that's a small victory in depression. So don't beat yourself up. Congratulate yourself more. And the third verse is Proverbs 23:7. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So depression is mental. But what do you think of yourself mentally? Is it good? Is it bad? Do you hate yourself or love yourself? Because what you think becomes action. So demons can impart thoughts on you. You're ugly. You're useless. You're not good enough. But God numbers every hair on our head. And as you can see, I have a lot of hair. That's how important I am. He cares about the strands of hair on my head. So he doesn't want us to be pressed down, dispirited, laying around and not being happy. He wants us to be healthy and in abundance and happy and joyful. So remember, your mind has thoughts, and then those thoughts seep into your heart, and then what's in your heart becomes your words, and then your words become actions. Now, when you're being gangstalked, people lie on you. They plot against you, like I said in your last video. But who cares what they think? You know who you are. You know you're a child of God. You know what your power and what your strength is. You know what your purpose is. So it doesn't matter what the witches and warlocks and the heathens are saying about you. All that matters is what God thinks about you and what you think of yourself. God loves you. He wants the best for you. And he has a purpose for you. Now remember, you have to say these verses over and over again so your flesh and spirit agree, especially if you've been depressed for a very long time. Remember, God loves you. You're not alone, no matter what the enemy says.